Hi, my name is Talia, and I decided to respond to the recent invitation from TPT team to make your own video. Here it is. This video is an introduction to an interactive mind map for geometry. This is a smartboard resource and is meant to be used during the entire unit of segment, partition and bisection, and angle, partition and bisection. Now, this is not a lesson plan, but rather a collection of tools that will supplement your instruction for these units. I decided to invest time into making it accessible because it helps me support my students while they develop very essential, very specific work habits, such as reading for key information from text, diagrams and symbols, converting one into the other, identifying appropriate relationships, and then communicating about them in an acceptable way from early on. I started using these tools to also help me model repeated reasoning and the use of structure, show how precision and attention to details in geometry might change the outcome. And as a result, I ended up with this resource that also allows me to use instructional time more effectively. That is because now I can quickly access a clear and consistent with the instruction piece of instruction, which students also tap in very easily because they are familiar with the structure. It has been used consistently throughout the unit. In fact, I found it interesting and want to share with you that they started using these maps not only as reference but sort of as a communication device, pointing at different stages of the process in their mind maps as they try to get their point across to their peers and groups. It has been helpful for students with limited language skills as well. Well, these are just some of the biggest advantages of having mind maps and interactive mind maps. But I would like to look at it at how this product is built. Each new idea in this product begins with a probe question to let students ready their minds for the topic and allow the teacher to access their skill set, such as transcribing keywords into a diagram and zeroing in on details and on the posed question itself. Depending on your class's response to wanderings and the example questions, you might either decide to go on with your mini restoration lesson or move on to the mind map introduction of a new vocabulary word, followed by a proper diagram with all expected markings, followed by how we verbally express the observed relationship and how we do it with geometric symbols, and finally, algebraically. One of the advantages of having an interactive mind map like this is the fact that it allows you to phase into a new idea at an individual class-driven pace without overwhelming your learners. As you can see, it's achieved by using the animation feature of the smartboard software. You click the object and another object is revealed. And you click, obviously, the object that you're interested in, and the choices are infinite. You might begin from the middle of your presentation if you feel like your students are ready for it. I also find it very beneficial to be able to quickly go to the reference page and be able to bring only those relationships that I plan my students to practice today. It is my freedom to choose whether I want them to work with segment situations, or maybe I want to include an angle situation. And some of the students will not know where to start. You might want to point out to them this dark area of the map. I actually placed there that they're purposely trying to attract their visual attention to these terms, because my first objective is to train the students to identify those keywords or symbols or maybe pieces on the diagram that identify for us the type of a situation, and only then I instruct my students to follow through the steps of depicting it on the diagram and writing the relationship in words, in symbols, and algebraically. This product provides you with the pre-assessments and a reference for practice on the following topics: segment partition versus segment bisection, any segment situation versus angle partition versus angle bisection, and finally, it allows for the interleaving learning practice. That is when everything comes together and the students are given a mix of various situations. They cannot anticipate a specific case. They have to do a detective work and from key pieces identify what exactly they are dealing with, and then show a proper way to communicate their ideas. And at the end, I would like to add that teaching with mind maps, I feel, makes it much easier to connect the information that you taught earlier in the year. Imagine a situation that you have this big poster made based on the material that we just looked at together, and sometime weeks after you taught it, you need to bring up some point to make certain connections. Now you will be able not to just say it, but at the same time point at a precise situation to help students bring that information from their passive mind to their active memory. And I think that is an invaluable plus that the instruction with MindMap allows us to bring. Well, thank you for your attention, and if you would like to contact me, please use this information.